Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Christy Wong. Petra is celebrating her birthday in Bahamas. And according to her, she has manifested this trip to Bahamas. Okay, so perhaps she will share with you another time how she did it. But today, as she has promised you, she's going to talk about Alaskan Gem Elixir. So I'm going to play the video that she has recorded for you. So enjoy. If you have any questions, you may type in the chat because at the end of the session, I will answer questions that are related to the Alaskan Gem. Okay. All right. So we are going to start right now.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our advanced trainings with Healy. My name is Petra. If you're new here, welcome. Today we are doing a bit of a different session together with Christy. As you might know, for those of you who have followed me, I'm currently in the Bahamas. So I will be delivering today's topic to you through a recording. So you will always be able to ask me any questions later on. But without further ado, I will be sharing my screen. So you can actually see my slides. So we can take a look at the topic that we have today. Okay, so for those of you who do not speak English, just letting you know that you have the opportunity to actually download the Wordly app, which will translate this recording into your own language. So either you can go to the link underneath the image here, or you go scan your QR code, enter the language you want this session to be translated in, and then you listen in the translation on your app, and then look at me on your phone or tablet or your computer. Yeah. So tonight we have a beautiful topic, and I've been promising this to you for a while. We have the topic of mastering your energy field and looking at Alaskan Gem Elixirs for energy stability. So we're going to look at how we can use Alaskan Gem Elixirs database to help us stabilize and harmonize our beautiful energetic field or bioenergetic field. Energy around us. But before we go do any of that, we need to take care of our housekeeping. So the disclaimers, we know that whoever is coming to these beautiful sessions, make sure that anything we say here, anything we do here, anything I say or reply, make sure that you take this as educational purposes only. This is not advice. I'm not a doctor. And we need to take personal responsibility for our time, energy, and life. As well as please make sure that you understand that Healy and Mag Healy devices are wellness devices that they're not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical conditions. So if you ask any questions, make sure that they are not medical questions. We can only support you in certain ways. Okay, so let's dive in. So let's look at the energy field or bioenergetic field first, because we're going to literally look at that with Gem Elixirs later. So what is our energetic field? Well, our energy field or bioenergetic field, also called our aura, is our vibrational blueprint of our entire being on all levels. So looking at physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. So why is that important? Because every thought, every feeling, and every experience actually leaves an energetic imprint in your field. Be it the experiences that are coming from the outside or the experiences that are coming from the inside. And new research actually shows that our inner talk influences our health, for better or worse. Yeah, so it's really important to understand what are we thinking about ourselves, how are we feeling, and how are we actually overcoming that. So when our energy field is balanced, you will feel centered, you'll feel clear, and you'll feel in flow. There won't be any agitation, there won't be any resistance. But sometimes our energy field can be overloaded. It can be from our negative thoughts and patterns and belief system, suppressed emotions. We can be agitated from, mood swings. We could be agitated from taking on other people's emotions or the energy in the room. And if it is done for too long, our energy field can be fragmented, meaning that it can crack, there's holes that can open, and we can be exposed to external elements. So when we do have that, and when it comes to that point, we actually feel really tired, and we can feel scattered. We can actually have emotional reactivity, like really fast reactions to certain things, and we can tend to overreact. So it's really important to understand that energetic hygiene, so cleaning your energetic field and taking care of yourself, is just as important as cleaning your teeth. Yeah. So with Healy Resonance, and tonight we're going to look at Alaskan Gem Elixirs, which are really important in this space. They help us harmonize and stabilize the frequency within this field. So when we look at it, we look at energy first, and matter follows. So matter always follows the energy. So if there's any physical agitations, it will always be somewhere in the energetic field. There was a disturbance that actually was not addressed for a long time that actually came to the physical fruition. Okie dokie. So let's look at what are Alaskan Gem Elixirs and why are they so important. So Alaskan Gem Elixirs are vibrational essences. They're actually made from crystals and gemstones in pure Alaskan water. The process is similar to the Bushin in flower essences. They are also in liquid form. They're also preserved with cognac, but at the same time, they don't soak crystals in water like they do with flowers. So instead, they use sun. So they use sunlight in order to actually infuse the frequency into the liquid itself. But with Healy, we only have the frequency imprint and blueprint that is in our beautiful Healy device. Yeah, so our beautiful Healy device holds, well, the database is in the app and then transferred to the device, but it's only the frequency, the purest form of that frequency. So each gemstone or crystal actually holds a distinct frequency. Everything is different. Yeah, so every crystal and gemstone has a different frequency and different intention. And they actually support harmony through resonance. So they try to find the resonance frequency within your body of your true essence and who you are in your true expansion of your field. They also stabilize your energy field. They differ from the flower essences. We're going to look at that next. But just to let you know, they stabilize your energy field. So if it's really wonky, they will stabilize the field. I will let you know how to do that a bit later, which means they will help you integrate higher frequencies into the physical body and your nervous system, which is really important when we're trying to integrate something new. Because when we are letting go of old things, especially suppressed emotions, we want something that comes in to actually stabilize that and integrate it to create a better foundation. So with Healy, these elixirs are delivered, we know, as digitally, like every other database. And when they are transmitted through vibrations directly into an energetic field, they will actually help to stabilize the energy field based on what you need, right? Because we know that Healy does that through quantum field and quantum sensor, the noise generator, so it actually checks with your body at all times. So Alaskan Gem Elixirs actually bring coherence, the coherence in your layers of the body between your mind, your physical body, and your soul. So it feels like they're stabilizing the alignment. Yeah, so they're harmonizing the field from within, not the outside, but within. So when we look at them, they don't change who you are. They only enhance your true beauty of your essence. So they help you become your true self. by stabilizing those new energies of your full expression into the physical form. So what's the difference between gem elixirs and flower essences? I get this question a lot. So let's clear this out. So gem elixirs, they anchor and stabilize your energy. They help you hold new frequencies, which is great for building your foundations. Flower essences, on the other hand, they support emotional release and movement. So we want to move that suppressed and stagnant energy out of the body, where gem elixirs literally stabilize and integrate the new frequencies that are coming in. So think of flowers, the flower essences, think of them as energy in motion. So it's always movement, moving things out. Yeah, moving things through the body. It's like literally cleaning things out and helping you let go. And then when you look at gem elixirs or crystals, think of it as energy of form, like a physical form. It's creating a form, yeah? And it's actually helping your body embody those frequencies and integrate them in every cell of your body. So when we combine them together, they actually create the balance between emotional transformation, which is suppressed emotions, moving things through so we can shift and transform, and energetic embodiment. So when the emotions come up, there's lessons with it. And if we allow the lessons to come up and we have awareness of them and we let go of that suppressed emotion, we can integrate the new awareness with the elixirs. So gem elixirs actually work deeper. They work deeper into the energetic body. So that's why they build foundations. And it's really important to understand that if you still have, not still, but if there's a lot of noise happening in your field and you're not actually looking at emotional, suppressed emotions, so we can release those that stagnant energy, the gem elixirs might not be able to integrate the new frequencies as effectively as if we actually prepare the body for the new integration. So the elixirs work on deeper energetic body, but they also help us ground the shifts in our field. So whatever's shifting in our field, it helps us stabilize that field so we're not as agitated from the outside or inside. And it also helps us ground all the new lessons and new frequencies that are coming into the physical experience, our body. So let's rewind. So we have flower essences. Think of it as flow and movement, moving things around, cleaning things around. And gem elixirs as foundation, building good foundation, stable foundation. It's steady, not fixed, steady. So it's still adjusting and it's helping you adapt better to the environment around you, inside and out. Okay, so how do we use them? How do we use them in everyday life? So all we have to do is use our Healy device. So we open up our beautiful Healy Resonance app, which is the blue app. We go and select our Alaskan Gem Elixir database, which is the third database from the top with the purple circle, yeah, which is the emotional mental balance databases, yeah. And then we run a scan. Literally, we run a scan, simple as that, press scan, and that's it. So we run a scan and we get the top five resonating elixirs. Healy will always give you a list of top 5. Those are the strongest for you, and you will be able to look at them. So the scan in this case only has the resonance percentage. So the resonance right now to your field. It doesn't have any other numbers or letters. So it's a really simple scan, and I will give you how to actually interpret it. And then you read the meanings, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, chakra, and element in the guide. I have created a guide for you, and I will show you how to do that. And I will show you the guide as well, and you'll be able to download it for free. I have prepared that for you. But you do need to look at the list to actually gain awareness, to actually start integrating those frequencies. So I like to combine reading what Healy provides with a deeper meaning in the guide. So you can combine the themes, and you can combine the energy cycle. You can see what's going on within yourself and in your life. So then you run those frequencies. You run the list, you vibrate it back to yourself. You can choose between 6, 12, or 27 minutes. I like to have between 12 and 27, but it depends on how agitated your body is and how much stability it needs. Trust your body. If you need more, try that. I like to run scans every 3 days or every 7 days. So you run a scan and run the database for 3 days and then rescan again. Or you do that for 7 days. And then you choose the timing that suits you. And then also what I like to do is when I understand the topics and what's going on and how I can integrate that better, I combine that with Healy programs that actually support the integration. I have given those to you in the guide as well. Simple things that you can do, but one of the things that you can support yourself with is the aura module, chakra programs, which are really important because elixirs actually integrate things into our energy system. Emotional well-being in the mental balance. You can also do positive thoughts in job, and then energy in gold cycle or digital nutrition, depending on what you are trying to support. And I gave you all that information in the guide as well. So doing all of that, of course, make sure that if you vibrate for 6 minutes, do that in meditation. Yeah, so you can integrate that better. Hydrate well, add minerals, rest, because without rest, you can't have integration. Support yourself with, sleep programs if you feel like you're not sleeping well and you're not integrating well, because sleep is crucial for integration. Nature, if you are too agitated, go out and ground, discharge. And also journaling if you feel like there's energy and emotion and, emotion needs to come out. And then, of course, make this as a lifestyle. Have some consistency around it. It's really important to have consistency. Otherwise, it's here and there and you're not going to feel the changes at all. So integration itself happens when you actually listen to your energy. You listen to energy by not rushing, by taking a breath, by checking in throughout the day, by actually allowing and trusting that you're supported and not thinking about the outcome, but the support that you're providing your body with right now. Okay, so Alaskan Gem Elixirs are beautiful because they are connected. They have a beautiful property because they are such a beautiful supporting frequency that is integrated frequency, and they connect with elements and chakra system in our body that all have their own role. So let's look at the roles within the scope of Alaskan Gem Elixirs. So Alaskan Gem Elixirs, they all independently correspond to an element or chakra. So I gave you all of those groups in the guide, and I'm going to show you how they look like. And they actually represent how the energy moves through your body and through your field. So what's going on? Is it activating? Is it integrating? Does it need support? What's happening? Yes. So let's look at that. So we have the element of the earth. So the earth element, all the elixirs in the earth element will point to grounding, stability, safety. Either you're lacking or you are actually integrating when we look at the scan. So they connect to your root and heart chakra, and you will find those information in the guide as well. So you can look at which chakras are being activated or open, closed, need help and support. Then we have water element, which is all about flow, emotional healing, receptivity. Yes, and it connects to your heart, throat, and sacral. Then we have fire, which is all about activation, empowerment, transformation, which is all about solar plexus and sacral. So that comes up when we are either trying to activate something new in our lives, there's changes, transformations happening, and we need some grounding and actually integration into our body. We're going to look at the scan later. So then we have air, which is all about clarity, intuition, communication, and governs throat, third eye, and crown, so the upper chakras, meaning that There's a lot of things that can come through, yes, but sometimes either we need expansion or we need integration. And then we have ether. So ether is all about connection to divine wisdom and consciousness, and that connects to your crown and third eye, meaning that sometimes when elixirs that are in this group come up, you might be getting downloads, new information coming in. Your soul is preparing for a new chapter, or your body needs time to integrate all of this new information, and you need support either to balance it or to open it. Yeah, so there might be time to actually open it, so because you're ready to move forward. So understanding these patterns actually helps you read your scan more intuitively and understand what to actually do in your life to support yourself, and also how to choose your complementary Healy programs to support your journey through different levels. So when we look at the elements will tell the story, but the chakras will actually show you where you are evolving. So you have those things. So you have the elements of what's going on in the body, and the chakras are telling you where the energy is moving and actually how are you shifting things, how are you transforming. Now let's look at the scan. So this is an example scan. I just gave you an example so you can see the patterns that are forming. So these are the scans from the top five gem elixirs from the Healy scan. So I would encourage you to read these when they come up, and then go into the guide, and you'll have all these elements extra in the guide, and you can read deeper. But I wanted to show you how to actually scan and interpret this scan so you can understand the themes and the energy cycles. So I'm just going to go to the next slides because it's easier to show you. And you can pause this if you want to take a picture if you want, but you have the interpretation of scans in the guide as well. So let's look at the scan. So this scan, which was the same as this one, yeah. So we have moldavite, turquoise, orange calcite, rutilated quartz, and hematite. So this is the same order, yes. So let's look at what is actually revealing. So the energy summary, the energy cycle of what's going on right now for this person is, it's a cycle of activation, clarity, and embodiment. Yes, because we have air, we have activation is fire, we have fire elements, we have air elements, and embodiment is earth, sometimes water. Yeah, so we have this cycle this is actually going on right now in our body, in that person's body. So let's look at it individually so you understand the connection. So moldavite is fire, which is connected to crown and heart, and it looks at transformation and spiritual awakening. Turquoise, it's water element, which is emotional healing, and connected to throat and heart. Heart again. So there's two heart chakras coming up. And there's emotional balance and authentic communication. It looks at that. So this is something for this person, yeah, that's coming up. And then we have orange calcite, which is fire again. So we have two fires, sacral and solar plexus. So solar plexus is coming up with fire, which is creativity and joyful empowerment. That's why we have activation, yeah? And then we have rutilated quartz, which is air element, crown and solar plexus. So solar plexus again. So there's heart and solar plexus elements. So heart is up, solar plexus is down. So there's a connection going on. But we also have throat in there. We have sacral, and we also have root. Yeah, we're going to get to that. So with rutilated quartz, we have clarity of purpose and divine alignment. And then we have hematite, which is earth. It's a grounding element, and it's connected to root chakra, meaning grounding and stability. What does that mean altogether? Yeah, let's look at it. So the pattern of all of this is energy actually moves from fire to air, yeah, because we have the heart and crown, to crown and solar. And then we have, which is activation, and then into water and earth, which is integration. So we have a natural crown to root flow. Yeah, we have crown at the top and root on the bottom because this is how they came up on the skin. Anchoring awareness into daily life, meaning that there's new information coming in and it needs to be anchored in the body, and the body needs support in order to actually stabilize that energy through the body. So chakras actually emphasis shows that heart and solar plexus alignment, because we have 2 heart and 2 solar plexus, means integrating love with personal power. So there's new information coming in, chakras are opening up, and they're activating. Now we need integration and stabilization in the body in order to actually integrate love with personal power. So obviously this person was working on love or acceptance or any of that space, and also personal power, meaning either boundaries or integration of their own values or standing up for themselves, speaking up for themselves, because we have a throat in there. So all of that is actually now being integrated. That's what it's been shown. And the theme of this is actually transformation through expression and grounded embodiment, right? So we have energy coming through throat because it's activating and integrating in throat. So integration water, yeah, it's in turquoise, which is emotional balance is integrating, and activation through crown, coming into throat integration, and coming into solar plexus integration. Yeah, it means it aligns with root pulling down, meaning that it will literally stick in the body if we support it, yeah, because it's grounded. So this is literally how you read the skin. And I gave you lots of options in the guide. You can make your own combinations if you want to, and I gave you some extra things if you don't know how to pull things together. But let's look at first, before we go to the guide, and I'm going to show you everything in the guide, let's look at how we can master energy stability with Gem Elixirs. As we know, Gem Elixirs now, we've known so far that they stabilize our field, meaning that our energy mastery does not begin when we control our energy. It begins with awareness of our energy. So if we don't develop awareness, we can't actually shift anything. Because if we don't develop awareness, we will always want to control everything. And you can't control energy, you can only guide it and direct it. So Gem Elixirs actually help stabilize that field. So if there's things happening in the field is agitated, they bring coherence in. You can still use them for stabilization if you feel like agitated just on the surface, but you can work with them much deeper. But they will create coherence between your subtle body, yeah, all the levels of the body in the aura, and your physical body. So integration into your physical matter. They will also support emotional regulation, focus, and resilience during times of transformation. So if you feel like, for example, that person is going through transformation of integration and bringing in new frequencies, that's a great way to support themselves with Gem Elixirs in order to help stabilization and help integration while they are transforming. So you can use them as tools for grounding and foundational work after Healy sessions. So if you're applying programs, you can just run them in the afternoon to actually stabilize the energies throughout the day. Or you can observe yourself and find yourself in shifts, energetic shifts, and then you can actually help yourself to come back to the body, stabilize the energy so you're not out of your body too much. You can also pair your elixirs with reflection, breath work, or gentle movement to anchor the changes. I always suggest you do some exercises physically because that helps to move the energy. It helps to anchor the energy. Especially breath work or fascia exercise or things like that actually bring you back to the physical body. And if you feel like you need to move the energy of the emotion, reflection is a great way. And reflection is also great when we set intentions and actually then look at the experiences and see what actually we have experienced after vibrations so we can see the shifts and changes. So let's get something clear. Stability is not the same as stillness. We don't want to become rigid and stagnant. Stability means that we're just not all over the place. We have a structure that we can create around. That's what elixirs actually create. They stabilize what is working, and they help us shift and move the rest of the energy and help us feel like we're not all over the place, but we actually bring ourselves back into the center. So we are creating energy in harmony, so we don't have to have the big waves. And we can be supported by the gem elixirs. So when your energy field is stable, life flows with grace and clarity. So you feel like you're supported. And if things feel natural, you don't feel like you need to push, you don't feel like you need to actually, move yourself out of the way in any direction. And it's really important to take care of your energy field. Okay, so before we go to questions that Christy will take care of tonight for you, but before we go to questions, I would like to share with you the guidebook that you will be able to download. So you can actually see this. Okay, so this is the guidebook that I created. So you'll have the contents in here, and you can just click on the links here, and it will take you to the page. Yes, and you will see all the Alaskan Gem Elixirs database. You can actually click on them as well, and it will take you to the page. So I prepared all of that for you. You have everything, what gem elixirs are, history, purpose, benefits, the differences, all that we've covered tonight. Also what the elements that we looked at, physical, emotional, mental, what's the purpose of it, and the practical approach, how you can actually support yourself. I also give you the whole database, so you have the whole database of the gem elixirs in here. And then I also gave you this. So you have the integration practices by element and chakra. So it's the whole table of all the elements, and you have all elixirs grouped by element. And then you also have them connected to your chakra system. And I gave you integration practices for each element. So if you have, for example, out of 5 elixirs that come up on the scan, 3 of them are earth element. That means that you need more grounding and integration, and you can use these practices in order to actually help that integration. If you have 3 out of 5 in fire, you can do the same thing. And I also gave you Healy programs that you can support yourself with. I made it really simple, that you can support yourself with. I did circulation and kidneys here without any list. So you can choose any of the programs for kidneys, any of the programs for circulation, whatever feels right for your body. Play around. So you have your programs to support your elements. Yes, so you have a lot to work with. Then I gave you a mini protocol. So the protocol is literally how to reflect, integrate with Healy, how to vibrate, literally what we came through, what we went through today. And then how to integrate that into your daily life. And then also when you're integrating the scans, what you need to do step by step. And then I gave you the interpretation of the scan is the same scan that I showed you tonight. So you will have a deeper interpretation here. And you can actually look at the connections of how to interpret that for yourself. I gave you some integration practices to help you shift certain energy. And for those of you who are open in exploring with AI, I also gave you an AI prompt in here. This is only for deep dive if you want to. This prompt will give you much more than we covered today. So you can go really in depth if you want to look at where you need integration and what's really going on in your body. So all you have to do is copy this and upload your scan, and it will give you the details out. I also gave you at the end daily reflection journal, so you can color in your moods, you can put your thoughts in here, make sure you put your intentions, and then after that, have the experience next day, so you can see what's going on when you set certain intentions and how are you integrating and what shifts are you actually experiencing. So this is literally the workbook that you can get. Christy will share a link in the Zoom chat for you. you can go onto my website and download this workbook for free. If you have any questions that Christy won't be able to answer tonight, you're more than welcome to ask me in my Facebook group, Freedom with Frequency Quantum Community. If you're not there yet, you can find me just by name on Facebook. If not, please let me know or message me and I'll share the link with you. But otherwise, that will be all for tonight. Christy will be answering the questions for you, whatever is left. And if there's any specific questions for me, you can always ask in the group. But otherwise, I'm sending you big hugs and I'll be enjoying Bahamas while you're watching me present. Have a beautiful night and enjoy the Q&A with Christine. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was beautiful. And the most commonly asked questions that I saw in the chat is, please give me the link. How can I get the book? Huh? Okay, all right. Give me a second. I'll go and get the link. Copy. And I'll paste it here. Okay, so I've pasted the link in the chat. So you can click on the link. You have to enter your personal data in order to download the PDF. Okay, so let me see what are the questions that we have while you're doing that. Okay, the first questions that I get here is any difference in functions between bud flowers and the Australian bush flowers, and to compare it with, let's say, Alaskan Gem Elixir. Okay, so what happens is the Healy database, they have recorded the frequency of different types of bush flowers, different types of bud flowers, different types of gem elixir. Okay, so every species of plants, every type of gemstone, they have their signature frequency. Just like each and every one of us, we have our signature frequency. Now, some of us, we have affinity or we are drawn to gemstones. You know, some of us, we like to wear diamonds, jade, crystals, pearl. So if you are attracted more to wearing gemstones or you love the energy of gemstones, then use gemstones, okay? And gemstones have the frequencies, let's say, you know, when you wear certain gemstones or when you put certain gemstones at home, let's say if it's tourmaline, tourmaline helps it to absorb negative energy. Amethyst, okay, amethyst cleanses the energy and gives you a nice feeling. Rose quartz is for relationships, so it helps in your chakra. So what happens is that if you're using gemstones, the gemstones tend to clean, repair your field. There may be leakages in your field, or your bioenergetic field may be dirty, having stuck energy, okay, or your chakras may be stuck. So the energy there tends to help the energy, stuck energy to move, okay? Yeah, so that's why when you do the analysis for gem elixir, you will see that for every gemstone, they will put there which particular chakra that it is suitable for. Okay, so gemstone, Alaskan gems, all this is good if you want to work on your chakras. And let's say if you are doing the aura and you know, there's a total energy in the aura. Okay, if the total energy is low and you want to raise your energy, you can go to the Alaskan gem and then get the gem elixir that is most compatible to you, and then you do that vibration, and then the next time when you do your aura again, you'll find that the energy would have gone up. Okay, so it helps to replenish your energy in that sense. Okay, so it is complementary to your aura. Okay, when you use the aura, so Alaskan Gem and aura comes together very nicely. You can also use the Healy program for Healy chakra as well. Okay, so that is for the gem. Now for flowers, some of us, we love flowers. Okay, we choose materials that has floral patterns because it's our vibes. What do you actually resonate with, you know? And that will be the best medicine for you. Let's say if you like to put flowers, fresh flowers at home, and different flowers, let's say for roses. So roses emit the frequency that arouse your romantic feelings, okay, for relationships, for example. So that's why a certain particular flower is always linked to, let's say, Valentine's Day. It's because of the frequency that is emitted by the flowers. So therefore, it brings us to certain feelings, all right? It also affects our feel. FIELD, all right? It affects our feelings as the energy shift, okay? So, yeah, so whichever it is, whether it is gem or flowers and all that, basically we are tapping on the energy and their frequencies to shift, make changes to our energetic level, as well as doing repair to our field. All right, so it doesn't matter which one. Use your intuition and see where your intuition guides you. All right, and let's say if you want to know the exact emotions that somebody is feeling, let's say whether it's for yourself or for your family members, okay, I will not use Alaskan Gem because Alaskan Gem doesn't tell me very much. It tells me which of the chakra of that person is affected, okay, or low in energy or stuck, etc. But if I want to know specific feelings, I will find that bush flowers gives me more description about the person, okay, and then bud flowers also will give me description that is easier to understand. Yeah, if you look at the Alaskan gem, the description of the gemstones tend to be more on the heavier side. You know, I see like grief, more of the negative energy and all that. Yeah. So, what you do is you can actually scan for all three: bush flowers, bud flowers, gem, creative homeopathy, and then read the statements. Okay, for me is I will read the statements to actually find out. I'll also look at the percentages, all right, whether the percentages are high or low. So the percentages that are high, above 60%, are those that you need more. Okay, yeah, that is that resonate more with you than something that is lower percentage. All right. Yeah, so it's not so much of which is which, because your energy field, your feelings changes from day to day. So therefore, you will then do the analysis. That's why we have the analysis, and it's so important because we change day to day. Yeah, and then we can use different solutions on different days. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Maria's question is it technically possible to create programs from the blue app, such as Alaskan Gem Elixir, Bark, Schutzler Salt, for the pink app as well? Okay. And the expert programs. I don't know. This one has to be, what you can do is, if you have a suggestions like this, you can actually write to the help desk. Okay, you put in your suggestions and they will direct it to the engineers. Okay, and let's see where they take your suggestions from there. Okay, yeah, that's a good suggestion. Yeah, so that you can pick and choose which particular flower essence that you want to use. Huh? Okay, good idea. So you can put it down. Okay, so the other follow-up question is, does it mean that higher percentages among bark bush gem will be the ones? Yes, yes. So if I were to scan all, usually I'll scan all from the resonance database. There are like 6 or 7 of them, right? Sourceless salts, courage, plum power. Okay, so I will just do everything, scan everything, then I will see which is the list that has the highest number of 60% or higher. Okay, so the higher the percentage means that you need it more. Okay, yeah, so that to me is telling me which one I need rather than which one I like to use. All right, so usually 60% or higher are those that you really need. Huh? Okay, or if I were to, let's say, analyze someone's emotions, okay, their mental stress and everything, I will look at the statements. I'll read statements that are 60% or higher. If there isn't a 60%, I'll look at 59%, 58, or around 57%. Okay, so that means these are the emotions or feelings that the person is currently exhibiting. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then, okay, Jaiwin has a question. Somebody's wife doesn't want to come to the husband's house and want to divorce with a very big settlement. Okay. For cases of, let's say, divorce or spousal relationship, so who is the one then who wants to do the vibration? There are a few ways of doing it. All right. If, let's say, the spouse is still on talking terms, but the relationship is strained, what you can do is you can create a group. Create a group in the profile, put in the husbands and wife, and then for the Healy, right? They just hold the two of them, hold the Healy on the right hand. Okay, so let's say this is the Healy when they record the vibration. So either husband or wife hold it, and then the other spouse hand just put on top, and then right hand, that means two right hand, as usual, two right hands, and then they record the combined vibration. Okay. Then after that, when they do the scanning, right, they can scan coherence, bioenergetic support, coherence. I have heard of one couple whose relationship is a bit strained, okay, and they find it hard to communicate with each other. And this is what they do, okay? This is actually the wife is the one who actually did it. And the wife do a combined, put the husband and wife profile, and then vibrate, analyze bioenergetic support. There are only 3, so all 3 will appear. And she used the blue app to just vibrate, okay? So after vibrating for several days, the couple actually sat down and have a good, deep communication. All right. So at least she finds that the other party was willing to listen. And for once, after trying so many times to tell the other person her needs and what she wants, she said that it was like finally this person actually hear her. Okay or not? So she felt understood. She felt heard. Heard. Okay. So even if it's one of the 2 person is the diligent person who creating a group like that can help. The other way in this case is, let's say they are already in 2 different houses, they're not living together, or let's say they are not even open to meeting and talking to each other, and it's like, just talk to my lawyers and final. That person who still wants the reconciliation can write in a coach statement, okay? Because you always have your right. So you write in the coach statement what you want, whether it is, I want the divorce, okay? I'm agreeable to the separation. And what then are the terms and conditions, that you put down there in the coach statement, that you want the divorce to proceed easily, smoothly, amicably, all right, lovingly, compassionately, and that both parties will agree to whatever the settlement. So let's say if he thinks that the settlement is too big an amount that he is not willing to pay, then he can state in the Healy coach statement the amount that he is willing to settle. All right. Now bear in mind that Healy will always only amplify good intention, because the whole app is set in that way. All right. So as long as let's say the husband who is willing to do the vibration, all right, is not to write the statement in such a way that it will only benefit him and leaving the other party in a lose situation. All right. So it has to be a win-win rather than a win-lose situation or lose-lose situation. All right. So there are people who ask, like, if coach, anyone can write in coach, then can you write statements to harm another person? Okay. So what happened is it can't happen. Okay, it can't happen because Marcus Schimicker himself had told us, okay, that means we were in a conference where the person asked the question, the frequencies that is incorporated into the Healy device is love and compassion. So at the end of the day, is love and compassion, all right? So it's statements that are skewed towards lose-lose, win-lose, won't be amplified. Okay, so the person who is wanting the amicable divorce and a reasonable settlement put in such a way that it will be for the good of all. Okay, for universal good, for the good of the family, for the good of the husband and wife. Okay, so separate lovingly and with compassion. Okay, so that is the only caution that I want to put in, that when the person write the statement, okay, yeah. So if it's only one person who is using the Healy to do the vibration, then let's say if the husband is doing it, use his own profile. If the wife is doing it, then use the wife's profile. Okay, that means as his or her own wish for the final outcome, and do the vibration. It can be 38 seconds, 7 times, followed by 27 minutes. So that can be done. Okay. Have I answered your question, Jaiwin? Do you want to further ask anything?
Yes, I charge both my concern, because husband family doesn't want to give divorce. They want she should come in the house and live in a good way. But she demanding 50 lakhs for her, and then the girl child is also with them, and more for them also. And the husband mother is so much worried about this. She wants she should come. They have only one son, so they
Okay.
are more worried. So give me
Okay.
actually specific
Yeah.
what I
So
should
just
do.
now you have heard my
Just now I received
explanation,
the
right?
call. Okay, right.
You have heard my explanation. Was it clear? You know what to do?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
And any other things what we can do? Other any
Yeah.
program?
So during the meeting, so let's say after he vibrated, and let's say they have to meet to finalize all the paperwork and all that. he should run, if he has the McHealy, inside McHealy, there is a coherence. So he can turn on the coherence during the meeting so that whatever that is communicated, both are actually cohere. Okay, so both are in the alignment and agreeable. Yeah, so that is for the final closing.
They don't have Healy and
They don't
McHealy.
have, okay, they don't have, then the person should actually wear the bioenergetic support and then use the coherence program. Okay, either through the coil and all that.
I can do for them. I am not relative.
Oh, no. For the pink app, they have to be in the presence. All right. You can use the blue app also. Yeah. To vibrate the bioenergetic support during the entire duration of the meeting. All right. That means when they come face to face to sign the papers, to do all the final discussion, so you will facilitate that. Yeah.
So what program I should run at that time?
Bioenergetic support.
Bioenergetic support, right.
For the blue app. All right.
Okay.
For the blue app, if if you're running, you are the one vibrating for them. Okay.
Right. Thanks a lot.
Right. Yes. So Alan's question is, when doing combine, do you record the frequency of them or not possible? So when you do a group, right, when you use or create the group and the recording the group vibration, then all the parties need to be present. So if that is not possible, then you can still create the group, but it will be without the vibration. Okay. Yeah, it should still work. What if only 1% of the couple? Yeah, if only 1% of that couple, then you will use your own individual profile. That means the person who is doing the vibration, because once you change your own field, right? When you change your own field, basically your reality will start to shift and align according to the new energy that you are in. All right. Just that if there are 2 persons involved, if you're working on 2 fields at the same time, it will of course be more powerful lah. Yeah. Okay. Do we need Manoj question? Do we need to run the goal cycle programs before executing the bug bush and the gem? There's no need to. Okay, no need to. They are separate. So you can actually use the bug bush and elixir in the blue app. Okay, in the blue app. Okay, how frequent do you repeat the goal cycle? Okay, the goal cycle, are you talking about all the 7 programs, how frequent you repeat it? Is entirely up to you, okay? And it also depends on which edition of Healy you're using. Because let's say if you have the gold edition, then of course you have the 7 programs that you use repeatedly. If you have, let's say, the Healy Resonance, you have a lot more choices. If you have the Healy Professional, you have so many other programs. So therefore, when we first start, okay, we start with the goal cycle, okay, to familiarize ourselves with the 7 programs, right? So subsequently, you don't have to keep using it anymore. All right. But personally, for myself, I use the pure goal cycle pure, just that one program almost daily. All right. Or definitely a few times a week. Yeah. So that's the thing. And then I will use occasionally release as and when I need it. All right. So you don't have to keep doing the 7 programs in the goal cycle. So after going one round, when you first started the Healy, you can proceed to use the other programs that you have. So how do you know which other programs you use? If you're going to use all Healy, when you use all Healy, they will give you the top 5 programs, right? So you can actually, okay, if the top one is, let's say, come out Soul Cycle, then you may want to go and do the whole protocol of Soul Cycle if you want to. All right. Yeah. So if not, you may want to do the chakras, or you can do all the meridians. Yeah. So that is the foundation for your body. Or just ask your body, you know. Yeah. And intuitively see which other programs that you want to do. Okay, let's see. Okay, for Sri Lata's question. Okay, so for children who are stressed with their exam is learning, Healy learning. All right, and in the learning there is exam stress. There's one there. So you can use exam stress system on normal days, or you can use the exam stress exam acute, which is only 20 minutes, but the one needs the electrodes just before the exam paper. Yeah, 20 minutes. Okay. Or if you want to use the exam or the stress programs, there are two. If you use system, it will be the night before. Okay. Or let's say if she's preparing the exam, let's say now is what, A level, O level, and all that, right? So if they're preparing the 1 month, so basically every day or every other day, you can use the exam or the stress program in learning, okay, to help them reduce and bring down their stress. Okay, acute is only 20 minutes. Let's say it's the paper is in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. So in the morning, use that 20 minutes. Or let's say if you're driving your child to the examination center or the school, so when you leave the house, just wear it and then all the way to the school and then remove and then go into the exam. So this is for children who tend to have their mind going blank, you know, or writer's block, suddenly everything frozen stiff. So if they are panicky, anxiety, then they should actually use it, the acute, just before the paper. Okay? Yeah. So that will actually keep them relaxed. Skin allergy, you can use a skin program. You can use the beauty program. You can also use the Healy Meridian. Under Meridian, you have allergy. Okay, under Meridian, Healy Meridian, you actually have skin and you have allergy, so you can use both. All right. Because for skin allergy, you have to see whether is it a detoxing through the skin. If it is, you may want to do pure clean all, but when you do this kind of programs, more may actually come out. Okay, yeah, more may actually come out. If it's emotion, sometimes skin allergy, if it's not food, if it's not stress, then yeah, emotion, certain emotional stress will also trigger the allergy. Wi-Fi will also trigger the allergy. So if you just write skin allergy, I wouldn't know exactly what you are allergic to. Yeah, because if you're allergic to Wi-Fi, then you will use electrosensitivity. If you are caused by emotional stress, anxiety, then you should be using the resonance databases. Okay, yeah, like the gem, the bud flowers, bush flowers, homeopathy, all that, you know, to release your emotions. Okay, if it's for itchiness, Go Cycle release. Go Cycle release is good for that kind of discomfort. Yeah. If you have McHealy, then you can use the water skin program and then McMackin skin program. And in Healy, McHealy Obsidian, I think there is a new skin program that you may want to explore if you have the McHealy Obsidian. And what else? Okay, let's see. Okay, Bindiya's question. Could you explain why you have to do the 38 seconds 7 times and then the 27 minutes? Good question. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's like it's very, very basic and then we forgot about why we're actually using it, right? Okay. If you look at the resonance blue app, right? When you want to vibrate, they give you a lot of timings. Okay, even microseconds. And then you have 1 seconds, 2 seconds, 17 seconds, 38 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minute, 50 seconds, etc., etc. Okay. Now, 38 seconds and lesser, those are used for stimulation. Okay. It's good to use stimulation if you are new to Healy. That means you have never used frequencies before. And what happens is you are using stimulation, short bursts, to actually make your field more alive. Okay, to make them more responsive. So for example, if you're going to a friend's house, all right, if you were to go to your friend's house, okay, let's say they didn't lock their door and you go and then you go and quietly go and open the door and then you push yourself in and then you go into the person's house and then suddenly the person walk out and saw you, it will be a big shock, right? So what we do is we will always knock on the door, correct or not? Yeah, we'll always knock on the door. So you treat it as knocking 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Okay. So that is to alert the other person, alert the person that someone is out there and wanting to come in. So this is the same thing with your body. All right. If you have never used before and then suddenly you use a device that sends frequencies that will in a way intrude into your bioenergetic field. So your human flesh may not feel it, but if you're sensitive to your energy, you can actually feel things coming in. All right. So when you use the blue app, some of us are sensitive. Immediately, they can feel things coming into your field. All right. So I've done even remotely. I do it through Zoom with another person. And the person told me that within 2 seconds, he could feel the frequency and warm energy coming from the head down. Okay. So imagine if you are sending to other people or sending to yourself, okay, and you can feel it. I feel it here. Sometimes you can feel your whole body turning warm. So this is a polite way of telling your body that, okay, I'm sending things to you. Okay, so it will be one, make the feel more responsive, okay, because you have the short bursts. Short bursts are stronger, so it's like chun. And the other way is a polite way of saying that I'm coming in, open the door. Yeah. So that's one. Now, of all the stimulation, why do we choose 38? Why not 17, 8, 1 second, 2 seconds, or even less than 1 second is how you knock the door. Okay. If you're using 38 seconds, it's like a friendly knock. It's like a knock, 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 knock. Okay. The fewer the number of seconds is the intensity of the knock. So if you go to 17 seconds, you don't knock 7 times anymore. You will probably knock like 5 times because you're going louder. Initially it's a friendly knock. You go just tock, tock, tock. And then you find that, hey, the person inside didn't hear you. And therefore you go knock, 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 knock. You go higher intensity, right? So when you go into 1 second, 2 seconds, you are literally banging on the door. Yeah, bang, bang. So you don't do 7 or 8 times using 1 second or 2 seconds because you may get a headache. I have not gone shorter than 8 seconds because I press 8 seconds and here I feel a jerk. Okay, personally, I've not gone lesser than 8 seconds. All right. So there is one lady, when I met her and I explained to her the stimulation, And you know what she said? Oh, no wonder. Because the first time when she used it, she was very trigger happy. She went to 8 seconds and she was like, just keep on doing the 8 seconds. And that whole day she had a headache. Okay, so the 7 times of 38 seconds is a gentle knocker. 37 minutes is suitable for most people. That is where you have the vibration. Okay, so now when you go into the house and engage with a person, you can sit there and talk for 37 minutes, or you can stay for 1 hour, you can stay for 4 hours, or you can stay for 9 hours. Okay, so according to your own body's level of comfort. 27 minutes is kind of like not too long, not too short. Okay, at the beginning is a good introduction. All right, so subsequently, if you want to increase it to 1 hour, 4 hours, 9 hours, is entirely up to you. Okay, it's more for support, correct? Yeah, so if certain elderly, they may not be able to absorb or not so responsive over time, so therefore they will tend to use like 1 hour, 4 hours like this. Okay, yeah. So it's up to you. And sometimes you have one Healy used by different family members, so you can't use like very long hours, and then other people don't have a chance to use. All right, so therefore our recommendation is 38 seconds, 7 times, and 27 minutes. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Bindia. Okay, which program to use for back pain? Back pain, you can use local stimulation program 2. Program 2 is for the spine. Okay, chakra, all the 7 chakra is directly on your vertical axis, is very good for back pain. And then McMakin has programs for lower back. Yeah, so you can use that for back pain. Pingley's question is, can I use coaching to help a friend who is going through a legal case and her ex-business partner for a win-win outcome? Can I do it on her behalf? Usually we do it ourselves, because when you vibrate, it's not just vibrating, but your own intention and your own thoughts will also be helping the fulfillment or the manifestation of what you want in coaching. Okay, so if where possible, the person directly involved vibrating it would be best. Okay, can you actually vibrate on her behalf? Yes, if she invites you to do it for her. Okay, but you cannot do it without her permission, and you cannot do it without her asking you to do it. Okay, yeah. Then, yeah, so whatever the outcome, the best is to write out a win-win statement. Yeah. Okay, Usha. What is the best program for a stubborn 5-year-old? There is no best program, no best program. Okay, so stubbornness comes because of certain experience in the past. All right. And what happened is, do the resonance analysis, like all the programs over there, like I mentioned, go and read all the statements that are 58% or higher, and that will give you a window into the feelings of this boy and why the person is actually stubborn. It may not be what you think. It may actually be more than that. So go and find out first, okay? And then once you find out, you can actually start doing the vibration for the boy. Just give it time. Over time, you see that this person will relax, okay? Because stubbornness is resistance to something, all right? So there may be certain triggers, there may be certain trauma in the consciousness. So because I do not know what that stubbornness is, stubborn means they refuse to do something. So so you have to go and check what exactly it is, and Healy, the programs with all the statements. And then the other one is actually McHealy Meridian Analysis. The statements are very easy to understand, and it will tell you exactly what is causing them to be so stubborn. So use the statements there to actually have conversation with the children, with the child. Okay, once you see all those things, yeah, so it might actually, you know, blow your mind, and have a conversation with them. All right. For a 5-year-old, that means you have to put it in a very, very simple way, or you can show your love, your understanding in ways that he can appreciate. All right. So there's something that he's looking for, which he's not getting. All right. So give it to him. What is it that he's looking for? Is it looking for love, attention, or is it confidence? Then you will know how to talk to him. Okay. Yeah. Gap between, how much gap between two programs using Healy coil, half an hour to 1 hour, and then water. Drink water, 1 glass of water before you start, at the end of the program, and then in between with sips of water, because it is not so much of the gap. It is like the body needs time to process. You know, that's why we have breakfast, we have lunch, we have tea time, we have dinner. Yeah, so we don't eat all the 5 meals at one go because of the processing time, digesting, to let the energy do its work. Yeah, so you have to feel it. You have to feel it. Certain people can do continuously, certain people can't. So you have to feel your own body. If it's getting too hot, if you're sweating and getting too hot, that means it's too much at one go, so leave longer gaps. Okay. Uma's question is, just like you shared a protocol for healthier knee and joints, do you have a protocol for better respiration and breathlessness? Breathlessness is sometimes not a lung issue, not a respiratory issue. It is a energetic flow. All right. If your chi or the bioenergy is low, either it's not enough or it's not circulating, then what happens is that it will make you feel breathless. Yeah. So to resolve this, do chakra and meridian programs. That means the complete, all the 7 chakra and then all the 12 meridians. Okay, try that. Besides the lungs, okay, besides there's one in the deep cycle, the breath of life, that's for lungs. Okay, in meridian, lung, okay, and kidney, because kidney is actually the source of your energy. All right, so these are the parts. So the problem is not where the symptom is, you know or not? So we like to see like, okay, the symptom is where the problem is. No, the symptom is only telling you something is wrong, but the real problem may not be where the symptom is. Okay, so it's like the problem could be meridian, the problem could be chakra, or the problem could be kidney. Okay, you may see kidney male, although you're female. So that's why I always ask Healy users to go to all Healy and then do the 5x5, 5x7. That will actually tell you where is the root problem. Okay, you see now Oma is telling me that she has a single kidney. Okay or not? So you are not supported enough by just one kidney. So therefore, your compensation would be energy program. You can use Healy energy, right? You can use those energy circulation program. So you do more of those energy program to bring your bioenergy up, okay? And that will actually help you in your breathlessness. Okay. Some heat feelings below the knee. Okay, you have to explain a little bit more, Nital. What's the meaning of the heat? Is it inflammation kind of heat? Okay. Because certain heat is showing me flow of something. All right, I'll leave that first. When we do Usha's question, when we do coaching analysis for others and we say, I want them to get whatever results in their name, it does not work that way. When you see, we are only responsible for our own lives, okay? And children below adult ages, parents have a say because you are the guardian. But once they are adult or young adult, energetically they're in charge already. Okay, that means they are the owner already. Okay, so therefore we cannot anyhow, this is my wish for this person and therefore do, because it becomes, you look at it this way, that if somebody does not like your behavior, I can just type into coach and I want this person to change in this way. Then people will be very fearful using Healy, isn't it? Yeah, because then other people will be like remote controlling you. Okay, not? So therefore, we must really do respect people's face and consequences. You know, although our intention is good, although you know that the decision that somebody is making is not wise in our own eyes or based on our experience, okay? But we cannot interfere because the person has his or her own journey to life. Okay, now what we see as maybe no good and we want to try to help the person avoid something, but that may be the exact experience, the fall may be exactly what this person need to actually become mature, to wake up, and then to walk into the correct path that is meant for the soul journey. Okay, not? Yeah. So we can talk, we can advise and all that, but ultimately is the person making the decision. So that is the reason why I personally do not do for other people. I encourage them to get their own device and do for themselves. I will help them if they want to write the statements. Okay, if they need help to use, I will guide them, I will teach them. Okay, so the final outcome is really theirs. So so you have to know whatever that you are doing is not in a way interfering. All right, so there must always be mutual consent and the person know exactly what you are doing. Yeah. Okay. Insect venom. Insect venom, this is toxins. So you can do bioenergetic harmony, impurities, deep cycle, clean all, then go cycle, pure, okay, release, water, use water. There's also water that you can, the detox for water, so you can drink the water to flush it out. Okay. Umbilical hernia. Okay, let me think about that. Not too sure. Okay, is McHealy having any remote programs? Yes, the Blue app programs for McHealy is the meridian analysis is actually in the Blue app. I think there is business is not. Okay. Yeah, right now I think it's only McHealy. Business Suite is using Healy. The McHealy one is the red app, if I remember correctly. Okay, yeah. Is Blue app okay for 80+-year-old, any age? Okay, Blue app is suitable for any age. Okay, Sri Lata's question is, what programs that we can use for iPad and cell phone addiction? Okay, now when it comes to addiction to anything, substances, iPad, gadgets, and all that, usually there is certain emptiness, okay, in our lives, okay, whether it's coffee, chili, all that, bud flowers, especially for computer, gadgets, gaming, okay, is bud flowers. You can try bud flowers because my sister's son loves to play computer games, and my sister actually do use bud flowers. All right, and she told me that every time she do bud flowers, the next day when she comes home from work, the son will actually be doing his schoolwork. All right, you try bud flowers. And there are a few other people who have shared about bud flowers. That means they are too indoor, and then they keep doing all the gadgets and refuse to go out and have a walk and all that. So for young children, so they use bud flowers, and then the children would put down their gadgets and follow the mother to go out. Otherwise they would rather stay at home and play with their gadget. Okay, pain in my feet, day and night. Pain in the feet. Okay. Usually, if it's not a joint problem, I don't know whether it's a joint problem. If the pain is at the joints, all right, whether it's ankle, knee, toes, then you use all the joint programs. If the pain is muscle, is liver meridian, okay? Use the liver meridian. All right. You may also need, I do not know what's the age of this person, Tatiana, what's the age? If the person has difficulty absorbing nutrients, digital nutrition, okay, use digital nutrition that is for bones as well. Okay. Yeah. Then, okay, then for inflammation, if there are inflammation in the legs, then use earth programs, spherics in the McHealy. Then you can use stimulation. Okay, stimulation program 1 can be for all kinds of pain. If it's joint pain, then you use program 4. How to heal the house and take the aura. So you take the picture. Either if yours is a landed property, you can actually take the picture from outside of the house, okay, and then take the whole house. You can also take from inside the interior of the house, living room, bedroom, whichever, space by space, kitchen, take different pictures and do the vibration differently. Okay, and then run the aura and then do the vibration as normal. Okay, so that's how you can do that. The simpler way, I used to do that, but now because I have the McHealy energy clearing, is a lot simpler. I don't have to put in the the location, you know, the longitude, latitude, all that, no need already. So I just use this and energy clearing. So I just move from one house, one room to another room, and then just put this for like 2 hours, 3 hours like that to just let it do the cleansing. Okay, so same for workplace, office, it's the same. So because you have to put the building and then you have to put the address. Okay, you have to put the address, you have to put in the longitude, latitude. So I find that using Healy, if you have, is a lot simpler. All right, just turn on and then 2 meters around that space. Okay, yeah, Lata's question on the exam I've answered earlier. So you can watch the recording again. Okay. That a friend has got pain on top of the left foot and knee, arthritis on the right leg. Okay, knee arthritis, knee problems on the right-hand side is related to relationships. Okay, either with family, spouse, children. Okay, it's more of relationships. So besides, just now I mentioned all the joint programs, right? Going to use all the joint programs, may or even need skin programs. Yeah. Also work on the emotions part as well. Okay. Left foot, on top of left foot. That means it's what? Here, if this is the foot, are you talking about left foot there? McHealy, you can use the McHealy. McMakin is suitable for all this kind of injury because Carolyn McMakin specializes on sports injury. So McMakin is super good. Okay. So what do you recommend if she's never been exposed to frequencies? Yeah, McHealy is easy. It's easy to use and then just place it there. Yeah, okay. For those who are new and if you have a McHealy for injury, McMakin's program is the best. Nital, I have noticed a very big anger burst on my son on very silly things. What shall I do? Okay, when they are triggered. Okay, so the anger burst is actually trigger, right? So remember some time ago, I did talk about triggers. All right, if you're triggered, easily triggered by something, that means there has been certain unresolved trauma issues, emotions, all right, that has been suppressed and not released. Yeah, so small things like this are triggers to just allow for the energetic release. So if you want to know what is bothering this boy, go and do bush, creative homeopathy, bark flowers, elixir, Suzilla salt, okay, courage, if you have. Put all the statements together and look at it at one go, you will be able to see a certain profile. So if you have McHealy, do the meridian analysis and you can see what is bothering him. Yeah. So sometimes like McHealy, they will say that so angry until they want to spit the anger out and things like that. Yeah, then you can actually see what are the issues that they're dealing with. So it's very, very good, okay, to understand your children and communicate with them. Because sometimes to us, it's like something very simple. For example, there is this lady and the child is only about 3, 4 years old. So the child misbehaved and she sort of like tell her off. And she said she didn't even shout or scream and abuse or whatsoever. And you know, at night when everybody sleep, she went to do the analysis for everybody. And when it comes to a child, it shows there, creative homeopathy, my mother does not love me. Okay, yeah. So sometimes they feel that way, they don't tell you. And then whenever you do or say certain things, even if it's silly, it triggers the anger. Because why? They haven't resolved the issue that happens probably 2 months ago when you scolded me and I feel unjustified and I feel that you don't love me. That's why you keep picking on me. Okay, especially you have 2, 3 children, then sibling rivalry, and then they see how you treat me and how you treat others and all these things. It could be jealousy and it could be all these could be triggers. Yeah, so if you see jealousy and all that, then, then you'll go back, give some assurance of love and all that, and then all this will just melt away. So it can be resolved like that. Okay. Allergy, rhinitis, blocked ears, yeah, do all the respiratory, okay, HEAD program in bioenergetic harmony. Bioenergetic harmony, there's head. Head covers everything. If the eyes is watery, cannot breathe, yeah, all this, okay, then do what? These are actually impurities. Okay, there must be something in the body, dust, pollen, you never know. Sometimes it could be just be a construction site nearby and then cement, all these things that is affecting him. So you have to do pure, go cycle pure, release. Then bioenergetic harmony will be impurities. Then deep cycle H, clean all, breath of life. Then you can do also on the defense, okay, bioenergetic harmony. If it's anything, then the body can get rid of all this as well. Okay. Or you can also do the other one is power of 3, friendly flora, which is strengthening the immune system. And then you can also do Zapper. Okay. Now, Zapper is meant for parasites. Although this may not be parasites, okay, but parasites tend to actually produce toxins, okay? So you can do that as well in case it's certain proteins that they are allergic to. Yeah, so you can use Zapper as well. Okay. Heavy stress. Sumita is facing heavy stress, spasm, difficulty chewing, eating. Yeah, all this stress is do job, Under job, you have extreme tension, stress, fatigue, all that, right? So do the programs in job. That's one. And then you do the fitness. Under fitness, there is relaxation. Okay, deep relaxation for the muscles. All this to spasm is basically they are just contracting and refuse to let go, right? So do that. And then so is the fitness, muscle relaxation, deep relaxation to relax your muscles. And then Go Cycle has relax program. So you go and see where else that has relax program, nerve programs. Okay, because when you're stressed, it actually stresses the nerve. And then the nerve muscle interaction, nerve is the one that sends the chemicals. The more stressed you are, the more chemicals it sends. The muscles tend to even become very, very tight even more. So go and do your balance nerves, do vagus nerves, okay, which is to induce relaxation. Yeah. Okay, inflammation, insensitivity. That means you can't feel on the feet. If you can't feel on the feet means the nerves, okay, the nerves, okay, do related to nerves. Yeah, vagus nerves, do all the relaxation one. Yeah, you can use, if you have Healy, the Earth program, which is good for anti-inflammation. Then you see what else in the, I think in the nutrition, there is programs for anti-inflammation. Yeah, you try that and see. Okay, reduce stress, worries, anxieties. Yeah, all this is under emotions. Okay, emotions. So when you do a lot of the resonance database, okay, and remove all this, then you see whether your stress and worries has it got to do with the separation. Remember previously I talked about soul cycle, right? The financial loss one, that one. Okay, so clearing all the deeply seated emotions, all that, go and revisit that particular video, and that will help you to reduce the stress and worry, because you are the one who knows what is the thing that's causing the stress. If it's work related burnout, then of course it will be job is good. Okay, and then if it is financial losses, then you have to use soul cycle power of 3, things like that, because sometimes it's tension at home, marital issues. So yeah, it is actually source specific also, not just an emotion in itself. How did those emotions come about? Okay, you can also put it in coach. What do you want? All right, that means you want your body to feel relaxed. Okay, you feel comfortable, you feel safe, you feel loved. Yeah, so put it all there. Nital's question. Discomfort state in my leg is not pain, but constantly bother you for many years. Huh? Okay, if it's something keeps coming back, you have to think of the emotions. All right. I heard recently, left leg is related to your career, your work. Right leg is related to your relationships. That means it's more people. Okay, left leg is career. Where are you stuck in your career or not moving forward? Because legs is for you to walk and move forward. So if there are something fear that is holding you back and preventing you from wanting to move forward, and you get stuck there, so all the energy is all stuck in the legs and you cannot move properly. Okay, so go and think through and see. Are you stuck in a job position that you don't like? Okay, an environment that you don't like, but you are too afraid to actually quit and change job. Okay, yeah. So all these are all pent up energy. They are pent up energy. Okay. Do that first. Okay, and if it doesn't help to release, then you can ask again. How to reach me? Okay, Kate, huh? If you have specific questions that you want to ask, okay, if you email me lah, okay, email me. Manoj is increase to 100%. When do you increase to 100% and when do you keep it low? Manoj's question. It depends on what you're using. If you are using the cable, the electrodes, you are not supposed to go up to 100% for high current. If you're using high current electrodes, maximum 65%. Because that is actually the strength of the microcurrent. Okay, if you're using, let's say this, or if you're using coil, red amp, it's actually the distance from the Healy. All right. So if you're using the Healy with this coil inserted inside, then 100% is 50 cm radius. So it's the radius, is the coverage. So if you use coil, then you can go up to 100% so that you have 50 cm all around. So it covers your entire body. Okay. Yeah. All right. So for coil, if you want to save a bit more battery, you can follow roughly your diameter. Let's say if I put it here, right? So 50 cm is bigger than my body. So I will put 80% or 75%. Just enough for me. Very selfish. Okay. Other people will not get it. Yeah. So for when you keep it low, if you're using it on children, and not children. Children are not supposed to use the electrodes. Okay, yeah. But if let's say if you're using it on younger children, you don't wear it directly on the body. You can put it next to the body, so you can actually keep it lower. If you are sensitive to frequencies, all this vibration, then you keep it low. Yeah. Shiley's question. Settle karma. Karma with someone. If you want it to be very specific, I do not know whether you can be that specific in settling karma with somebody, but if you use a coach or if you use the aura program, you look for 1E6. All the 1E6 statements are actually karmic. So I do not know whether the karmic is this life karmic or past lives karmic. All right. Yeah. So you can do that for karma. Okay. Lipoma. Ankle swelling. All this is circulation issue. All right. Ankle swelling. Lymphatic under meridian. Lymphatic. Then you do blood circulation. You see which are the programs that has blood circulation, like fitness. You can do that to allow the circulation. You can also do ice first. When it swells and all that, the ice first to bring down the inflammation. Yeah, because I do not know whether you have an injury or not. Because if there is an injury, bleeding, you're not supposed to use a meridian. Okay, you're not supposed to use energetic programs that circulate. Yeah. So you have to first establish whether there's any bleeding over there. If it is just a normal slight sprain and it's swelling, then release, Go Cycle release, McHealy, all the McHealy food program, McHealy body discomfort, you can just put it near that particular area. All right. So you can also use the Healy with the coil and put this on the ankle itself. So you can wear the socks, right? And then after that, you slot this inside and then leave the device over there. Okay, smoking is also addiction, like what I mentioned earlier, whether it's gaming, chili, coffee, same thing. Living far from you would be a blue app. You can do the blue app bud flowers. Frozen shoulders. Can you do distance healing? Well, yes and no. All right. Yes, as in it should work. All right. But it would be better for, let's say, actual pain and symptoms to use the pink app. But if you really cannot use the pink app, then you have no choice but to use the blue app. But in this case, if you have a choice to use the pink app, use the pink app, and especially the electrodes, okay? Or use this because it's more penetrating, yeah? So choose the meridians that's all around here, yeah. Okay, so the meridians, you clear the meridians around here first. All right, so which are the meridians? You have lungs, you have the pericardium, and then you have the heart, and then behind you have the large intestine, triple warmer, small intestines, gallbladder, meridian. So these are all the meridians running around here. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, let the energy flow first. Then you can do blood circulation. Yeah, so it will restore slowly. And then you have to do slow, gentle movement also. Energy is under McHealy atmosphere. Okay to run even though we are in the location. Yeah, it's in the location. Okay. Left knee, work, career related. Right knee is relationship related. Okay, that means you can't move on. So let's say relationships, certain relationships are stuck. Okay, deadlock, not talking to certain members of the family, yeah, or with people. That will be your right leg. That means you can't move forward, stuck, can't move forward. Okay, so that's why forgiveness and emotions. Okay, I do a lot, just clear all the emotions, because everything starts from emotions. And when you harbor negative emotions towards other people, you are basically just hurting yourself at the end of the day. Okay, because all this will surface after 5 years, 10 years. Yeah. Hepatitis is a virus. Liver, is it? You're talking about liver just now for your leg, right? Yeah. So that's why the symptoms, the problem is not at the symptoms. Yeah, the symptoms is just telling you what is wrong, right, Tatiana? So the actual problem is over at the liver, like you say, is hepatitis C. All right. So that's why the holistic thing is very important. When you use the Healy, right? We are talking about holistic. Okay, we are not addressing the issue like Western medicine, where your symptom is, then they target the symptoms. So here you have certain symptoms, and then when you use all Healy, you'll find that, how come sometimes the analysis may not have anything directly to do with your symptom, is because it's targeting the root problem. Yeah. So it goes by another way to solve it. Okay. Too many questions already. So I have to end now by 7 because somebody else need to use it. Let me see. Okay. Lipoma. I'm not too sure about the lipoma. Okay. If you have other questions, you have to go through my YouTube channel, use Healy with Christy or Healypedia, to ask me the question. Okay, yeah, because I've been reminded not to give you my email address here because people don't feel comfortable with that. Okay. All right, so yeah, so the Q&A, all this, the entire video will be recorded. So therefore, you can actually listen to it again if you miss any of the information. All right. Yeah. Too many questions. Okay. Use Healy. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we have to end here. All right, so thank you so much for staying behind. We are trying to cut short all the sessions because certain people feedback that too much information within 2 hours. All right, so but the questions are like getting longer and longer and longer. So yeah, so for those who find it overwhelming, apologies for that. Okay, so you can rewatch and then you can follow up from there. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for your questions. Because questions are very good, because through answering the questions, so many people are learning a lot more. All right, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good evening and a happy week. Bye-bye.